Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. Happy Saturday. I hope this lighting is okay. There may be shadows. It's really overcast here today. In fact, it's really snowing here today. It's quite a day weather-wise out there, but I need my lights going. So I hope that's okay. Let me set my timer here. Let's see. There we go. All right, it's going. So, the quints are done. I finished the quints, and it was time to choose a new book. And this is the baby I've chosen. It's going to be a big one. It's a good sized book. I don't know the exact measurements yet, so we're going to have to measure it. This is a very old book, 1894. And it's a book of poems and soliloquies and dramatic readings. And there are a few odd little photos in here that have sort of been inked over from the publisher. Where's a few? Some are black and white there, so I'm looking forward to using those. Like this one. You can see where they've sort of tried to color it. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh, I am so looking forward to having fun with these interior pages. And and there's lots of pretty little poems and things, and music. It's got just about everything a junk journal could want. Oh, there's a dramatic looking lady, Mrs. Kendall. My goodness. Anyhow, it has been obviously so well used and so well loved. It is falling apart. It is wearing away to almost nothing in many places. So I'm really going to need to fortify it. There's no way to restore it because some of this fabric is just gone. I've been going over the cover with a soft eraser. That's usually the best thing to do. I am not going to attempt any fluids on this. You can get book dry cleaning kits, but I don't know. I'm not ready. If I were looking to try and restore this to pristine, I might consider seeing if I can get a book dry cleaning kit. But I don't mind it. I expect a 127-year-old book, to be a bit grimy. So I'm going to do my best to, I've mostly finished here. It was worse than this. It was much worse than this. Isn't she lovely? Doing her recitation. Just so yummy. Yeah, so I would expect a 127-year-old book to look this well loved. So I think the best I'm going to do is finish working on it with my soft eraser and cleaning up the grime here and there as I can. And then I'm going to seal the rest of the grime inside so that the new surface, it essentially becomes a clean surface because it's sealant on the outside. And that would make it, a little bit wipeable. I don't use heavy-duty sealant. I'm not sure I'd be tempted to start thinking I could clean it. But what it does is, for anyone who's concerned about 127-year-old grime, personally, it doesn't bother me in the least. But I just think, I feel better if I put a little bit of sealant on it. It puts a fresh coating onto the top, and it can seal the whatever residue 127-year-old grime is still here. It'll be underneath sealant. Now, because it's falling apart, that That is so beautiful, that spine. I haven't tried. I worry I don't want to lose any of the ink. So I'm sort of going around any lettering and going around any illustrations to see if I can get that off. I think this is going to be one of my shabby chic journals because it's just so sad looking, and I think I need to help it along. So I think what I will be doing is, like, there's all this beautiful flower work and scroll work there. I think I will be putting maybe a bit of lace on it. You know, when I sometimes put a sewing machine right through the cover? That's what I'm leaning towards right now with this book. You never know, though. I may get the spine fortified and just love it the way it is. So we'll see. If there's even, and yes, to the worriers, I have checked online. This is not a rare or expensive book. And it even is missing the back. There's a few signatures that are just gone. So it's not, this is not a treasured relic. And it's going to fall apart as soon as I get my, knife out. Let's put a mat underneath, and let's get the knife out, and let's get to work. I wanted to get most of my eraser work done ahead of time. Let's make sure there we go. Just simply because I felt like it would be more solid to work on it like this now. I think what I will do is restore the spine and then see if I can get any more off of this, or at least fortify it a little bit. I want to put a nice rounded curve in there. So I'm going to have to think really good about how I'm going to approach this. But in the meantime, let's take the text block out and see what we've got. You know, something I always do with an old book, and I've already done it, but I always sort of leaf through all the pages. Part of me hopes that one of these days I'm going to find like $2,000 tucked inside. You never know. Hasn't happened yet. Okay, so starting from the back, it's literally, probably would fall apart in my hands if I wanted to. It's just disintegrating under my knife here. There we go. All right. And let's do this front. So I move, as ever, I move the covers out of the way so that I can protect it from having a knife blade go through it. There we go. Text block is apart. I didn't write down what the size of this is. Hold on, I'm going to get a notepad. Let's measure this. Pencil. There we go. So it is. See, if I had left it together, there's always the curvature of the spine, and I take that into consideration because it really does add it to the bulk of the book. So I usually will take it right over. So yeah, I would say that that's about, I'm going to say 6 inches. Let's say 6 inches by 8 1/4. And then let's see what this is going to be. Oh, you're a good size one, 1.5. So most likely, usually most journal makers do 1 signature per 1/4 inch. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I want more and smaller. This is going to be a beautiful journal. I can just feel it. And I think I'm going to go for 9 smaller signatures. And she looks so lovely. I'm really thinking I'm feeling the need to do a girly girl. Lace and maybe ruffles and fabrics and yeah, I'm thinking pretty. And there's blue here, and that's not usually one of my go-to colors. So I think this is going to be fun. So we've got this apart. Let's get you out of the way. Let's take a look inside. Love these end papers. I wish I could save them, but they're pretty bad. I'm even afraid to yank too hard. This poor old girl is definitely in sorry shape. There's no point leaving when the spine is doing this and it's literally almost powdery. There's no point leaving it in there because it's just going to interfere with the glue adhering the new spine liner inside. So you're just better off getting that out. Normally, I would even see if I could give it a little bit of a scrape to get the rest of this off, but I'm afraid, I'm really afraid that I'm going to scrape right through this back spine, and I'd like to be able to save it because he's so handsome. So I don't think I can do much more than that. Oh my goodness, I can barely see out my window. Wow. It's a winter wonderland out there. Well, it's about time. It's February. It's been cold up here, but boy, not much snow. Now, the cold is fine. A few of the grandchildren have ice rinks in their backyard. Smart parents, if the children are going to be home from school, might as well put them out in the yard and tire them out so that they can sleep well at night. I think that's a brilliant move on the part of their parents. Okay, so these, boy, there's just nothing even left. Gosh, I hope this isn't boring for you. There's just not even any fabric there. Now, I've worked my magic with other ones. Everybody's cyclopedia that I made 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, was in similar, maybe worse shape. These shoulders are better. Everybody's cyclopedia, the shoulders, these little, right in here, the divots, were literally gone. So this one in that way is better off, but this part is really, really, really sad. All right, well, let's get some of this out of here. We'll put some pretty end papers in it. It's, after 127 years, it is well deserving of some new beautiful end papers. Maybe something out of my Victoria and Albert wrapping paper books. Boy, those are just falling out of there. Well, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe and healthy. My mother is slotted to get her first COVID vaccine tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. So long as she doesn't show any symptoms. I found this interesting. They will do her temperature and everything ahead of time, and she needs to be free and clear. Fortunately, she's been there long enough that they know she has a usual cough because she has bronchiectasis, which is basically, her lung doctor explained it to me, bronchiectasis is basically permanent pneumonia. She's just constantly living with pneumonia. So she coughs, which is good when you've got pneumonia. Coughing keeps it all loosened up. Unfortunately, she's been there long enough. Someone just meeting her might think, oh my goodness, is that poor woman okay? Yes, it's just the nature of her kind of COPD. COPD presents differently in everyone. So I'm grateful for that. And fingers crossed that she has no fever or anything. And here's a funny little full circle moment. When she and Dad moved, when they sold my childhood home and they were going to retire, and they purchased what would be their retirement home over in a very small, beautiful, picturesque small town in Ontario. Such a lovely town. And they moved out there. Mom had just turned 60. They got a new doctor there. He was just setting up practice. He had just graduated from medical school, and they actually, they asked at the bank, they were setting up their bank accounts, and they said, we're going to need a new doctor. And they said, oh, go over here. We've got a new doctor in town. So they went over and they walked in the door, and there was this young guy painting the walls. And he said, oh, can I help you? And they said, oh, well, we were hoping to make an appointment with the doctor. We need a new family doctor. And he said, oh, I'm the doctor. He was painting the walls of his new office. And they were with him for, almost 30 years. And then Dad passed away, and Mom came to live in my town for a while. So she started using the doctor here in my town. And now she's because she's in a nursing home. Nursing homes where we live here have doctors that are assigned to the nursing home. So she has a doctor in her nursing home. But of all things, on Sunday, when they get their vaccines, there are some volunteer medical people coming in to help administer all the shots. You can imagine all the shots to be done. And one of them is her old family doctor. And he knows she's there. Like I let him know that she's in that nursing home because it's one town away from where he is. She's almost back home. I almost got her back home when I chose the right nursing home. And so I know he's going to be happy to see her. Now, whether she knows I don't think she'll know who he is anymore. Hard to say. But I just thought that was kind of sweet and full circle moment that he'll be there when she gets her COVID shot, and maybe he'll be very surprised to see that she's still alive. So look at this. I got to get off that topic. I'm sorry. You turn on this channel so that you can watch me rip apart books and rebuild them, and I start going on and on about a 94-year-old woman. I'm sorry. Oh, this is just crumbling. I'm almost tempted to go put a mask on. You know what? Hold on one second. Okay. That's better. Sometimes I worry this old glue, when you start ripping at it, it can sort of become airborne and powdery. just to be safe. I mean, it's not an N95. I'm not wearing a gas mask or anything, but you know what? What does it hurt? There we go. I hope I don't sound muffled. I am right by the camera, so you should be able to hear me okay. I guess I really don't need to be doing this. I'm not putting the thing back in, but sometimes it makes it easier when I start wanting to pull out page spreads. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this paper is actually good quality. Sometimes you think really old books will just be, the paper will be horrible, but quite often the paper is still quite strong because they hadn't gotten into the habit yet of making you know, faster publishing of cheaper books. So I guess we'll see. I don't think I'm going to get much more off of that. All right, hold on. I'll get this thing off. Okay. All right. There we go. Get out my trusty dusty paintbrush. So let's find a page and just see whether, okay, it's not cracking. That's good. The nice thing about this book, no mold. Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so excited. That's fantastic. That took a long time to bend that and break that. Okay, I'm going to be able to use spreads. Look at this. Let me hold this up so you can see it. Isn't that beautiful? I suspect this is one of those books they used to, publishers used to make mass printings of books for Sunday school teachers to hand out as awards. And I suspect that this was one of those because it's got the presented to certificate. Presented to by, and then I love this, 18. So it would have been 18 whatever, I mean after 1894, so isn't that beautiful? I wonder if at some point it was blue, because this is sort of green and brown, but her dress is definitely blue. That's going to make for some interesting, to choose the right end papers, because I'd like to use this as, have they got that stitched right on? They do. I'd like to use this as, that's interesting. Instead of, sometimes when they have like a plate, it's called like a photo or a map, and it's called a plate, and it's been put in after the book has been bound, there'll be like a strip of glue, and they'll glue it in to another page. And usually this sort of thing, because it looks like a plate, would be glued in, but it looks like these two are together, this photo and this certificate, and they look stitched in. This is always an adventure. I'd like to give myself more room if possible so that I can decide what I'm going to do with this certificate, because it's just so wonderful. So I'm just using my seam ripper. I've never had a book with this before, where it's sewn in the front. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Wonder if it will let me. even think we're going to get a whole lot done today, except for getting it apart. But I got nothing to do tomorrow. From the looks of the weather out there, we're probably going to be stuck in the house tomorrow. All right, let's see if we can get some of this undone. Oh, I was hoping that that would remove it. But no. Nope. This is going to be a little stinker. I wonder if it's also glued in addition to being sewn, because it's not letting go. Come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nope. You're still going to hang on, are you? Yeah, there's some glue on top of that. That's what it is. That's why it's hanging on there. Come on. All right, let's see. Come on, come on. Let go. There we go. Success. Yep, there we go. So they were glued and sewn together. Well, whatever you got to do, they did it right, because it's 127 years old. So who am I to question their expertise? All right, that's okay. All right, good. So I will be able to, if I want, give that a fresh edge. And that's really nice. And then I guess we'll find something to do with this, this child here. I've put the soul of laughter in my face. Well, I'll see. And then I love that. The Peerless Reciter, choicest recitations and readings from the best authors. And this, see, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do this. I love this, but the copyright's on the back here. So I'll figure it out. We always do. Oh, look at that. It's coming apart. Uh-oh. Are they all sewn like that? Is every single signature sewn sideways or just that front? Look at that. Isn't that unusual? I love a mystery. Yeah, there's the sewing. Nope, it looks like that was all sewn in, that little bundle. It looks like it was sewn in. Yes, I hear you. It looks like it was sewn in after the fact. Well, very interesting. All right, where am I here? 28 minutes. Well, that's all we got done today. I'm sorry it wasn't more exciting, but you know what? It's, it is what it is. Well, that. I only have the one extra end paper, but I love it. I will do something with that. Like I said, I have a feeling there's a signature or two missing from the back of it where it was falling apart. Oh, well. Well, there we go. That's it for today. Take care. Oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I did. But I caught the camera in time. One of the downfalls of working with dusty old books, sneezing. So yeah, you know what? We'll get together again, maybe tomorrow, since it doesn't look like I'm going anywhere out there. And the weather report indicates the same. So I'm going to be home. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Bye.